What's going on, everyone, and welcome into Expected Bets for your go-to podcast for all things hockey betting. I'm Peter Betting, joined by my two co-hosts today. We got Franco the Banker and Gretzky Betskis. Guys, we are now on to the Ottawa Senators. Last season, they made the playoffs, but were bounced in the first round to the Toronto Maple Leafs. They finished fourth in the Atlantic, had a record of 45, 30, and 7 with 97 points. Betsky, not too many offseason additions. Spence, Eller, Kaliev, they kind of retain the same roster they had last year. They do lose Forsberg, Harmonic, and Gaudette, but overall, when we were looking at the Montreal Canadiens in our last preview, where that list was 10 people long on both sides.
Yeah,
this roster kind of remained intact.
Yeah, and I mean, it worked. If we're looking at some of those underlying metrics too, I mean, they had their offense could improve a little bit. 19th for goals for, but 13th for goals against, 11th ranked power play. I think this is a team you let to continue grow. I mean, they still have a lot of youth on this team. I mean, Tkachuk, Stützle, Batherson are all kind of vets, but Cousins, I feel like being on a new team, he can grow, and then Pinto and Grieg are still very young, and then you can say the same really about Sanderson, and then even Cleveland is still developing here. So I think if anything, this is a team that was smart this offseason, and they didn't go too big. I just don't think. I think that's kind of difficult for them to do anyways, but I think the Spence edition is huge and very underrated, and I don't know what the Kings are thinking.
Yeah, I mean, Gavrikov, Spence, both gone on that roster. We previewed them earlier this season. Yeah.
Dumoulin, right?
You mentioned the underlying metrics. They were 8th in shots for per game played. So they had the chances, they just weren't going in, which I guess is an encouraging sign when you're looking at this team, especially offensively, taking the next step forward this season. Franco, I mean, we talked about it with Montreal and the Sabres and Detroit. This division is just a gauntlet. Looking at their, odds to make the playoffs, I think they're going to do it, but it doesn't necessarily feel like it's going to be necessarily an easy path by any means.
No, not like a minus 200. That's for sure. It's kind of crazy to see that as their odds to make the playoffs with, everything involved here. I think there's going to be a lot of just bloodbath type games, tight games, a lot of overtime losses, like across the board among these, 4 that are kind of battling in the middle here. But yeah, I think the kind of having everything stay the same here for the most part is going to be the key for this team, honestly. And health is going to be a big question. Obviously, like Zub had some issues last year. Sanderson, I believe, missed some time. So can the blue line stay healthy? Can Stützle return to the kind of form we saw like a year ago? I think we were ready to crown him as a next superstar in this league, and he kind of took a little bit of a step back. Brady even a little bit to an extent too last year. It felt like not as much. It was like up and down. It felt like I'm not talking shots, because shots was great for him. I'm talking more like the scoring and points. I know we're like Brady, he was great. He is 3.5 and 4.5 all the time. That guy's great. But like the actual production, so. Last year you entered the season without a healthy Perron. He's healthy. They added Zetterlund last year towards the deadline. I like that addition. He's a shoot-first guy. So, yeah, you look at these lines. This is another team that has good center depth, which is nice. And even Giroux can step in the face-off dot if they need to. He's a winger at this point in his career. But I even like Eller on the fourth line on the center.
I know.
Yeah.
Because you look, that fourth line is nice. Those are those types of guys that get goal. You see them pop on the score sheet, and you're like, shit, I should have bet Amadio tonight at plus 800. But yeah, overall, I like this team a lot. And when we're talking about Montreal and Detroit and the other teams in this area, it's like, who has the best goaltender? I think it's this team. Not maybe the best tandem. I don't know what to expect out of Levi Marilainen, but Ullmark I like a lot, man. And if he's good, if he's in the right state and this team can be good. This team can steal games that they shouldn't win because they have probably the best goaltender of, between the Sabres, Red Wings, and Canadiens. So
if he stays healthy.
Yes.
If not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If not, then forget it. This team's cooked.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of
that could be said for any team, honestly.
Yeah.
That's fair. In terms of team futures, DraftKings has them at 95.5 points. FanDuel has them at 94.5, minus 200 to make the playoffs. As we stated before, plus 160 to miss. Division winner 8-1. Conference winner at 16-1. Stanley Cup 30-1. Last year was a crucial step for this team to kind of get some playoff experience underneath their belt. Now they have some confidence, know what to expect. They have a veteran presence. I think this team's going to be pretty good this season. When we talked about Florida losing Barkov and Kachuk for a little bit, you're wondering in that middle ground. I almost think, might be a hot take, I almost think Ottawa's closer to that top tandem of Toronto and Tampa Bay now, if we're looking at it, than they are to the middle ground. I think they almost benefit from Florida losing him and can jump Florida possibly this year for points. So I like the 95.5 and 94.5 even. I like the over.
I like the over a lot, and we hinted at this in the Montreal episode, but man, that division winner at plus 800 does not look bad.
No.
Yeah, especially when you think about the other teams, like Montreal, the Leafs don't need to win this division. Tampa Bay doesn't need to win this division. Neither does Florida. They just need to get in the playoffs. Yeah. Ottawa has that drive to get there.
The more I look at this team, it may be the most complete outside of Florida in this division. I mean, we'll talk it through on Tampa and Toronto, but I mean, Toronto lost Marner. Tampa is another year older, and isn't there some health concerns with Vasilevsky or not?
Yeah, we don't know. He hasn't been practicing.
Yeah. So, man, I had to look this up when you mentioned Brady had a down year, because in my mind, I must be thinking Sogs all day and him beating Brady Point to the pulp.
Am I right or am I wrong?
He had 28 less than his career high. He had 29 goals. His career high was 37 with 83 points, and he had 55 points this year. He missed 10 games, and then it felt like Stu took a huge step back, but he had 79 points and his career high was 90.
Okay.
If you think that is regression from both of them that they can bounce back from, then holy cow. And I feel like Stu was getting like a lot of secondary assists.
Yeah, he picked it up. He picked it up towards the end of the season too. It felt like.
Yeah, but it was hard to bet on him.
Like 2 years ago, or like a year, was it a year ago or 2 years ago? I felt like he was just money. Like for
2 years
shots
ago,
and for points. He was just fantastic. So, I mean, they put up 97 points last year, and those guys had a down year.
Yep.
If they can come back, I mean, this absolutely. I don't think it's that out of the realm of possibility. And I kind of agree with you. I mean, you look at all four of these lines; they look good on paper.
Yeah.
We'll see if reality matches. But
who has better center depth, Toronto or Ottawa?
So Matthews, Tavares, Nick Waugh.
I like the Nick Waugh ad.
Oh yeah,
and Lawton's pretty good. Lawton's pretty good as a 4C.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
I think they're better than Tampa's.
Yeah.
It's also worth noting, too, we said Brady had a down year, missed 10 games. We don't know the full extent of his health, though, after the Four Nations face-off. I know he returned to the lineup a little bit after, but he was still clearly probably battling an injury during that span, too.
Yep.
So...
Yep.
Our players just going to get killed during the Olympics, too, and come back all beat up. And like it feels like so many players were injured during the Four Nations thing. It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, here, wait. I will make a comment, though, because the Four Nations obviously were only 4 teams here, and, I mean, you were pitted against the top nations immediately. Yeah. This one, some of these, like U.S. or Canada, may be able to feast on, like, Team China and stuff and get through it. And then when the games are mattering more, where you're not going to go just run amok,
versus Italy.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see,
Latvia.
but is that going to be on European ice too?
Olympic ice, yeah.
Yeah, so that
It'll be
should
bigger.
kind of
Help
It'll open things up.
Right?
Then this could be all thrown out the door when
Yeah.
Canada and US play game 1 in round 1.
Yeah, and then the other side it's Finland, Sweden, and you're just like, oh,
Yeah.
here we go.
Yep,
Yeah,
here we go again.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue too the Four Nations face off, like that's the first time they get to represent their country in a few years. So if it's just first time thing, I don't know, but I wouldn't put it past it that we just see a bloodbath in the semifinals or quarterfinals or finals of the Olympics either. So who knows? In terms of awards, you guys looking at anything? I don't necessarily love it. I do like some player props, but I'm kind of off the award market for this team.
You don't want to even consider Allmark for the Vezina?
No.
A plus 3,000. I mean, it's definitely not my favorite pick here, but
what about Jennings? Plus 5,500.
I just don't. I think he's going to get a bulk of the work.
I think Swayman offers more value of a bounce back season at 30-1. I get they have a better team, but I think Swayman's just generally a better goaltender than Allmark is. Could be wrong.
I don't know about that.
I wouldn't take Mackenzie Blackwood at 30-1. I wouldn't take Darcy Kemper at 30-1. Gustafson at 30-1 is interesting. And Minnesota, that I would consider. I'm not saying it's like what?
They just lost Zuccarello today. Not that does a lot, but
yeah. No, I don't necessarily think doesn't have a chance of hitting, but I just don't have it on my card. But we could look at this episode at the end of the season, and I could have mud on my face. So,
I don't mind the price. That's all.
Yeah.
Agreed.
We've never been wrong on the show before either, so we have that record going for us.
If I cared about every loss I had, I would just be in shambles. So
we would have a show.
No. Player points for futures. Brady's at 67.5, 64.5 on FanDuel. Give me that. He had 55 last year. I'll take that one. Stützle at 80.5. He had 79 last year. I'll take that as well. Allmark at 28.5 wins. He had 25 last year. That one I'm off, but Brady at 64.5, Stützle at 80.5. I will take both of those.
Yep. I'll enter in both of those as well.
Yep. Let me scroll through our list and see if there's any other ones that I don't have mentioned.
Artem Zub over 20.5 points. No, I'm just kidding.
Batherson for 70 plus is at 165. He had 68 last year, 66 the year before. He's been slowly increasing. I think that's not a bad bet either.
He's too up and downy for me.
Personally. Same, but if this whole offense takes a step forward.
Yeah, I mean, his points have gone up slowly every year. 62, 66, 68.
Don't forget Perron against his former teams this year.
Yep.
You already have those tweets scheduled?
Oh, my God. I'd as soon as they play Vegas, let's go.
Detroit.
Detroit, yep.
St. Louis.
I wonder if you can get a Brady Tkachuk jersey and just get a custom 4.5 embroidered on the back. We can get one of those for the year. That would be an incredible jersey for everyone, for all the gamblers out there. If you just had a Brady Tkachuk 4.5 jersey.
That's actually a good question. Does he maintain that this year? How year to year, sometimes that just goes away. We saw Kyle Connor was a good example of it, right? He was awesome, and then he can't hit the net anymore. Does Brady remain solid throughout the year?
Yes.
Where do you think he ranked in terms of overall shots on goal last season?
God. He was ridiculous last year. I'm just saying, does he roll into this same year? He would have to be top.
The other guys played 82, 79, 81. He's fourth at 72. They went Pasternak, McKinnon, Werenski, Brady, Forsberg.
That feels right.
Kadri at 6 too.
Forsberg being, wow, both of those are really surprising.
Yeah.
I don't think I bet either of them at all.
No. And then our King Dorofeyev at 12th. That 30-plus goals just keeps getting bet down every day.
It's so good.
All right. Any other futures that we want to look at for the Ottawa Senators? I think we're all pretty high on this team. You were high on Montreal, and then after discussing both teams, I think Ottawa has a clear edge.
I would agree.
Yes. To me, yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. So we like Brady points, Stützle points, over 94.5. We're going to skip the odds to make the playoffs just because they're minus 200. Sprinkle on the division winner at 8-1. Think I got everything? Perfect.
That's it.
All of them.
All right. We want to thank everyone for listening to today's episode of Expected Bets 4. Be sure to subscribe and like this video if you haven't done so already. You also check us out on social media at Expected Bets 4 on Twitter and on Instagram. Once more, we appreciate everyone for listening, and we'll talk to you guys later. See ya. What's going on, everyone? The NHL season is almost here, and we have something special for all the fans and bettors out there.
Yeah, right now, if you click the link in our description, you can get the full Tails package for $40 off. That is by using code SEASON25, and you can get our package that's normally $120 just for $80.
Yeah. In addition to that, you'll also get access to our one-stop shop betting guide loaded with team, player, individual team breakdowns, all the futures you could possibly want. So be sure to click that link in the description to sign up now.
Yeah, it's like ChatGPT put in an Excel sheet for you so you can rip through all of those future props. Again, make sure you're liking and subscribing all the Expected Bets 4 video content as well to help us grow. And we can't wait to be smacking in some parlays and straights with you all season long.